So my health journey is never ending, but this has been my story so far. I have always grown up health conscious, pretty health conscious. My mom kept a lot of junk food out of the house. She always made us dinner. I played sports all throughout high school and college, and I rarely ever got sick. Going into college, I had no idea what I was going to do, just that I was going to play soccer and hopefully do something that would help people. I first went into college and did psychology, realized a year in that's not what I wanted to do, and went to a health promotion class my sophomore year and decided to change my major right away. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I knew that it was something that kind of interested me. Throughout the years in college, with that profession, basically, I learned how to tape an ankle, figure out your VO2 max, and take your blood pressure, which I basically don't know how to do any of those things here today. I learned a lot of stuff on my own though as I started doing more education and researching and stuff like that, so that I could, try to, make myself better in that sense. But a lot of the things that I learned was outside of school and not actually through the classes that I went through. So after I graduated, I became really conflicted about what I was going to do with this degree. I could become a trainer, I could possibly work at a corporate wellness place, but none of those things really interested me. And I really felt like I wasn't able to help as many people as I wanted to by doing any of those things. I actually contemplated going back to school to go into social work, but luckily at that time, getting more into debt didn't sound very good to me. Which brings me to my journey with the office here and how I became a part of Maximized Living. The funny thing is that I remember coming home one day to my parents' house and seeing all these like organic foods out on the counter and grass-fed meat. And I talked to my mom and I was like, what is all of this stuff? And she's like, well, my chiropractor told me to get it. And I was like, I've been telling you this for months. And she finally decided, which was great for her and for the family because she became excited about, getting healthy and really paying attention to all of these things that she hadn't before. My mom had a lot of issues with her health, I would say, through like back pain, like a lot of lower back issues, and which is why we actually got brought here to this office because someone told her to come in. And from there on, it was basically her telling me to come into the office. And I still remember the first day that I came in here, and I wrote down on the sheet that headaches were something that was kind of an issue with me. And Dr. Miller came in and he said, well, we can help with that. And I was like, headaches? What does that have to do with chiropractic? And to this day, it still amazes me that I would have headaches on a pretty consistent basis. And one day I just realized that I didn't have them anymore. But I think one of the biggest things was when my mom told me that we had to go to what they called a doctor's report to go over our x-rays. And I was like, what is that? And why am I doing this? And she's just like, I'm not really sure, but you just need to go. So I remember to this day also that sitting in that chair with like 6 other people that Tuesday night. And the first question that Dr. Miller asked was, what is the number one cause of death? And me thinking I knew exactly what it was because I, had a degree in health, I raised my hand and I'm like, well, that's heart disease. And he's like, nope, you're wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm wrong? He said, it's itrogenicide. And I said, what the heck is that? And basically it was death by medicine. And at first I thought this guy was crazy, but now to this day have realized how much he really knew about real health, and, how he was going to make an impact on my life that way. So I come into the office pretty frequently and then decide to get an internship here because I needed one to graduate from college. I actually started reading a lot of the books that they had and just learning a lot more about health, some things that I knew, a lot of things that I didn't at the same time, but it became kind of interesting to me. After my internship, though, I coached soccer for a season and then decided well, at that point, I had no idea what I was going to do. I was stuck in a rut. I didn't know what field I wanted to go into. I didn't want to be that, person that, went to school for those 4 years and then went and sat at a desk job, for the next 10, 15 years after that. So I knew it was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't know where I was going with it. And that was when I actually had the opportunity to come in on maternity leave here at the office. But honestly, at that point in time, it was more so just a job, and I wasn't sure what it was going to entail or what I was going to end up doing with it. But for right then, it was a job, a full-time job that I just, wanted to try out. And I can tell you, from within weeks of working here, I realized exactly what it was, and it was something that I had to be a part of. I learned so much about my health within even a month of working here, and the passion that I saw for Dr. Miller and from everyone that worked here was just amazing. And I knew that being here was me being a part of something so much bigger than what I thought it could be. So my biggest thing is that I get to live out my passion every day. I get to help people and I get to speak the truth. And not only for my friends and my family, but for everyone else out there, that we have a mission and that you don't have to suffer every day and that there is hope out there.